The modes of production is a concept formulated by Karl Marx to explain historical materialism and economic production. The modes of production are split into the forces and relations of production.
The forces of production refers to the materials worked on and the tools and techniques employed in the production of economic goods, raw materials, technologies, people. The relations of production refer to the relationship between the factors of production to different groups in society.
In current society, the popular growing Uber driver system adopts Marx's framework of the modes of production. In the past, people used to get around by taxi. However, people today use their phones to order an Uber driver to chauffeur them places. Cars, computers, phones, and other technologies are the items people are touching with their hands in their daily activities and work. Hence, these technologies are the factors of production. In particular, in the Uber system, an Uber driver touches and uses his phone and car to offer their services and earn money. Contrary to what Marx believed, workers are not emancipated from exploitation despite having ownership over property and technology such as cars and phones. Instead, exploitation still exists. The money they make on the Uber app from driving people places is a relation of production or glue between the factors of production and the drivers. Workers have complete ownership over the factors of production, yet most Uber drivers do not get paid the actual amount they are working for. For example, when I want to order an Uber, the cost of a 45-minute drive from USC to Long Beach is much cheaper than the actual cost of the drive, gas, and maintenance of the car. Marx would be shocked by this unequal system in which companies are exploiting drivers who own their means of production independently of the company. The company is not the employer, but acts as a middleman to make profit with low risks, since the company only acts as a platform to offer people services. The relation of production between the Uber company and the factors of production is a cash nexus between the drivers and the Uber company. The intention of Karl Marx to emancipate the workers from exploitation is not truly reached due to modern capitalism. The Uber company has no obligation to pay their drivers or to give proper worker rights, so workers are forced to accept low wages and given little coverage. Due to the growing labor market in simplistic occupations, workers such as Uber drivers find it difficult to band together and protest unfair worker wages and conditions as a crowd.
In The Wisdom of Crowds, James Surowiecki explains the strength of a wise crowd. A wise crowd, in which members act as individuals, are valuable in that they can solve problems, have high productivity and efficiency, and maintain fungibility. Fungibility refers to interchangeability among members. By using a global network, crowdsourcing allows for a constant flow of labor that does not depend on any one individual. As a result, problems such as groupthink can be avoided. However, several of these strengths leave crowds equally as vulnerable, a phenomena Alex Felsteiner coined the weakness of crowds. As Felsteiner points out, the first issue of crowdsourcing is the problem of exit. Workers are typically presented with a choice between voice or exit. Previously, workers could voice their discontent together, knowing that they have the support of their colleagues beside them. Alternatively, unsatisfied workers could leave their positions. However, in modern times, the choice to have a voice has been eliminated to a large extent. Given the size of the crowd and the knowledge that any worker is essentially replaceable, workers are too discouraged to have a voice. This flip side of fungibility causes most workers to exit. On a broader scale, this elimination of individual voice inevitably affects the opportunity to have a collective voice. Collective action is further disabled by the second weakness of the crowd, individual isolation. As previously noted, one of the advantages of a wise crowd is the inhibition of groupthink. However, this too has a flip side. Collective action stems from groupthink. An individual is much less likely to take action if he does not feel he has support. Crowdsourcing uses workers who could be continents apart. There is no facilitation of worker communication. The lack of network tying them together poses a significant obstacle to creating a strong enough consensus for collective action. In summary, the size of the labor pool, the interchangeability of workers, and the isolation of these individuals makes the obstacles to collective action insurmountable. Discontented workers are left with no choice but to exit. For example, exploited Uber drivers are unable to band together given the decentralized nature of their working conditions. Furthermore, an Uber driver knows that even if he quits, another willing driver is readily available. In the face of a huge pool of Uber drivers, an individual is not likely to voice his opinion or gather enough support to make effective change. Rather, that Uber driver either will continue being exploited or, more likely, quit. This is a sad reality that crowdsourcing has created, and it poses serious questions for the future of today's workforce.